Okay, so let's go talking about UVs and UV tools. So I will switch to the template for the UV tools. Probably show first the menu. So under UV, you will get the smaller UV tools, and here we have the base scripts. So one thing to do is to take a look at the UV texture presets. So here I have the basic, the default view on the UVs in Modo. And when I click here, by moving, first moving into the UV view and select this set UV texture preset, it will just change the number of UV areas on the 0, 0, 1. Usually you use 0, 1 UV area on U and V, and you only use this. But in our case, we will use also the areas that are behind in the minus sections. So here we have the U in the red, and we have the V on the green axis. So I will show up the template. So the way we will deploy the UVs of this mesh is to get different parts in different areas with different method of unwrapping. So you have the unwrap that will be made into this area. So in the minus V part of it with the positive U. So here we will get the unwrap on those areas. This one will not be used, as you can see here on the template. And you will get the unwrap conform, the unwrap angle based, and the unwrap with rectangle. So on the side also you will get the cylindrical method on the different axes, and a free one that is using the selection normal of the selected polygons, and you will get the same stuff on the planar mode. Okay, the planar free, the planar on the Z, on the Y, and on the X. So I will close this. I'll just disable the visibility over Modo, and now we are there. We will switch to the small UV texture presets that you will got with the kit. So when you activate this, you can also show the UV textures, and here I have added the UV grid path with those checkers and this UV template JPG file that just show back the area and the way the unwrap will be done. So you can select, for example, this UV, and now we should get the UV checker. So of course, at this moment, this mesh have a clean UV space. So nothing is unwrapped. So of course, the UV checker image here is not visible because it's probably unwrapping and using the only point that is at the bottom corner here to display the color. So we will unwrap this one. You have different methods. So you will open the Smart Projection Unwrap menu, and here we will take a look at this one. So you have different methods. You have an unwrap, a planar, and a cylindrical. So here we have the planar on this area, the cylindrical here, and the unwrap. I will first work with the unwrap to show you. So here I will make a selection this way. Select those polygons, and first of all, before starting with this, take a look. The mesh have a specific position in space and a specific rotation in space. So it means that the way those will work, those scripts will work, are related to the local space of the mesh. So if I want, for example, to unwrap in a specific direction, for example, the Z direction, I can use this mesh even if it got a special orientation in space in the scene. So we will select a few polygons. So here I can make a selection, for example, just like this, and I can make a conformal planar unwrap. It unwrap the part that we've selected. So here, if I go back to maybe the shaded mode, you will see that this part is not visible now. It have been hidden, because during the script it will always hide the elements that you've already unwrapped. So it makes the process more simple, because the more you are using the tools, the more you will get less selections possible on the mesh. So you will see later on how the simplicity is giving you those scripts. So if I unhide, I will see that I've unwrapped this here using the conformal method with the planar mode here, and we have this island here. So it works correctly, but probably I should do a bit of selection in this way. So in this for this UV islands, I will select here this menu and select similar by 2 degrees. So it will select everything that is planar by 2 degree margin on those faces. So all the faces that are pointing in the same direction. If I show, for example, the normals, you will see that all those normals point in the same direction. So where are the normals? Yeah, here. So all the normals are pointing in the same direction. And of course, it makes the selection more simple to do. So just by doing this, the simple select by 2 degree, I have this selection, and now I will again do the conformal planar. So what is interesting is that the method here to do this have a different I can say different passes during the script. So it will unwrap things using those modes. You can get the unwrap tool here, and you can define the method. So the conformal, here you have the conformal, the angle based, and the rectangle. You have also here the initial projection that is set, and usually I work with planar and group normal. So if I do this directly, the conformal, I will get this, and inside this script, I also put UV relax into it, so it will also relax and try to relax correctly the UVs. For example, if I select this and do the angle based planar, it will be in the angle based planar area, okay, here in this area, and it does also a UV relax. So if I select back the UV the unwrap tool, now I'm in the angle based and planar, and if I do this, I have this shape. So yeah, the UV relax tends to fix some issue on the mesh, I mean on the UV islands. So it's more simple to use those script here, because it will add different process during the processing of those scripts. So Okay, it can be really simple this way. You can get the unwrap of this, but probably to unwrap this area, the best solution should be probably to use the planar mode, of course, because it's pointing on the same direction as the object local center, and yeah, it should be more simple. So here I will do a different way. What is great with the planar mode and the cylindrical mode is that there's some automated solution in it. So instead of selecting one polygon and do a select by 2 degree, you may want to unwrap this more quickly, and there's few solutions. So here I will just clear the UVs just to show a better the way it works. So here we have few polygons that are pointing in the same direction. So in this case, this element is a mechanical part of an engine, and it's really easy to understand how you can unwrap this kind of things. So in this case, I will select just one polygon, and here under the planar, I have different solution. I can unwrap using the selected polygons normal, so it will create a work plane for this and unwrap using this work plane, but I can also use the axes. So here you have a simple solution that is just using the selection. So the selection will be unwrapped. If I do this and unhide, I get my selection unwrapped in this area. Again, we are working on the planar, so all the planar Z will be in this area and packed. Okay, as long as I select some elements. So for example, if I select this and I do the same stuff, of course, I got the elements and it pack with the already unwrapped elements. So you can do this way, but a quicker way probably is just to select one polygon and work on the similar touching polygons. So this polygon is pointing this direction. I will select directly everything that is facing the same direction, but on the touching polygons. So it will select like this. I will go back to the select, show up the complete tool, and I can select similar, and this is what I will treat with this script. So similar touching polygons on this one. Okay, if I do a different solution, I got similar on layer and similar on object. So same stuff as usual with the select and complete tool. You have different ways to do this, so you can get the similar touching we've seen already, the similar on object. So it will take a look at the face direction and look inside the mesh, the continuously closed mesh here, and select those faces. And if you have different element like two, so I will copy those and move those polygons in space. Now I have two different elements. I could say two different objects in this case. They are all on the same layer. So now I can select not just on the object like here, but I can select on all the layer. So now there is no limitation, even if you have a discontinuity here with those two different elements, it can select every faces that are pointing in the same direction on the layer. So it's really easy. I will go back till I've copied those polygons and get back to this selection, and now I will select the different alternate command here on the planar. So I have the planar mode for the selection. By pressing the control key, I can get the similar touching. If I use the alt key, I have the similar on object, and the shift one is the similar on layer. Okay, so you get this now. I will do a similar on object on this one. So what is really interesting here is that you can see we are on Modo 13, and on Modo 13 you can get the UV cut map, the UV seam cut map. It updates and creates a new UV seam cut map as you are working with those scripts. So it's really easy to get back them, show the UV seam in the viewport. That's really simple. So here, if I unhide, you see that everything is packed and correctly oriented. If I was, for example, selecting this part and unwrap this with a basic unwrap, so conformal, probably group normal, I should get this kind of things, and it's not correctly oriented. You see there's a little twist. I mean, the circle is probably a circle here. If I do this with a different method, a conformal planner, I should get even more problems. But as I do the UV relax in those unwrap process, the result should not be so bad. But yeah, I need also to select polygons for, of course, for doing this. And as you can see, yes, the angle-based planar for this selection is not really fantastic in terms of shape. If you do the same stuff with angle-based planar without the relax, it will be even more bad. So I will do the test here. What is great is that I have the relax that is acting here. I will probably add the UV relax macro here script to iterate maybe the selection. But anyway, as we've seen, probably the best solution to unwrap this is to unwrap it with the planar mode. So now we have unwrapped those elements. We can hide those by selecting those UV islands here in the UV view, but you can also select those into the polygons selection sets. So here we have done some work with the script, and it tags those polygons as already done. Okay, you have a UV done tag for those UVs, and you have the same stuff also for UV done on the Z. So you can get the idea that it can be interesting to get some detail for the different areas. Sometimes you prefer to get a different textile density or something special to those polygons, and you can, for example, add a material just for those. It can be useful to get those tags. At the end, if you want to delete all the tags, you can delete those. There's a command here to remove all those tags. Anyway, so I will hide those as we've already deployed those elements, and I will do the same stuff here on the Z axis, same stuff. So I select just one polygon, and I will do this on the similar on object. So of course, when you do this, what is great in this script is that it will automatically repack things that we've already unpacked, unwrap here. So that was on the negative and on the positive, and you see that some parts are flipped, but that's not a problem anymore, because we have also a command to this. So if I go back to the UV tools and check the fix flipped UV islands, this will pass through all the different areas here. Okay, unwrap the cylindrical and the planar, and it will automatically fix the flipped UVs. So I will call this and get the menu here on the side. We didn't need the side tools anymore. We'll just rely on those tools. So now if I'm looking here, I just click here and it will just select the flipped elements and automatically flip them in order to fix the issue with the text. So for example, here we have the K7, we have the M6 and 5 that is flipped, as you can see. So just using this, you can get the fixed issue with the flipped UV islands. So of course, yes, you might didn't know, but in Modo, everything that is flipped in terms of UVs will be in a red, in a yellow color. So yeah, you can use this to update everything, but you can also do this into a normalize and pack menu. Okay, so we'll show this later on, so I will close this and continue refining the UVs on this one. So we've done things on those. We will hide those. So the UV theme cut map have been updated. I will hide the work plane. It will be more easy to read the shape. And I will show you how to use the Unwrap Rectangle with the auto loop. So this one is really interesting. So let's say you need to unwrap those polygons. So of course you should probably use the cylindrical way to unwrap those, right? You can make the selection and then define the cutting element here and unwrap, but yeah, it can be much more easier in this way. So you can just select two elements, two polygons here, and it will automatically select the loop and cut in the middle of those two different polygons, right? So this is really simple. You do this way and you have just to select the orientation. So in this case, we have the Z-axis for this mesh. So I will do the cylindrical, auto loop and rectangle. So same thing as usual. You can unwrap the selection only, or you can use the control key to make a rectangle pass on it. And also with the Alt, you will auto loop and rectangle this. So I will choose this one. And now if I unhide, I have my cylindrical unwrap on the Z that is down here. Okay, it's really simple, but I'm really satisfied because this script can prevent and help me to define the cuts. I know that the cuts are there, and this is really simple this way. So you can do this for one selection of loops, right? But at some point it might be difficult. So what you can do also is, for example, use the unwrap instead when you are unwrapping cylinders like those. So in my case, I will select those little polygons on those cylindrical shapes, and I will use the unwrapped because the unwrap can work on multiple sets of cylindrical selection like those, and also on different axes. So this is really simple. You select those, so those are holes for screw in the mesh. I can do this here also. You might hear the click of the mouse. I should apologize on this, but should check another mouse to get this a bit less louder than it is. Okay, so we have a selection of different cylinders shapes with completely different orientations. And now I will use the auto loop rectangle unwrap. I do this, and now I have all my UVs for those cylinders down here with the defined cut. Okay, so if I go back here, you see I have made the cut in this area here. So this is very simple. I mean, doing this is really fast, and it can help you faster deploy the UVs this way. So again, as you use the tool, it will hide the different elements already deployed. You can do the same stuff here, for example, on those parts. So it's just a matter of selecting polygons. It can be okay to select some UVs and define the cutting, and with the short selection features that the Modo 13 have introduced. This is very simple, but I prefer to stay on the polygons. This way it's much more simple. So next time I will do the unwrap, but just rectangle. I didn't want to auto loop the selection to get those separated. I will do this here, this. Well, that's really simple, just painting the selection. Of course, those have triangles, so it might not work for the rectangle. So I will bypass those. Okay, this way. Of course, you can use the symmetry selection mode if you prefer to be faster, even faster. That's okay for me. I will stay like this. There's not so much polygons to select. And I will also do this also for this part, because I didn't want to get just this island separate. Okay, so I have this selection done. I will do the unwrap rectangle. So now we still have those elements to do, not so huge to do those things. I have some connection here. No, that's all looping elements. Yeah, totally. So I do this, select here, auto loop rectangle. Same for this. We'll do just an unwrap, basic unwrap, not a rectangle, because there's some different ratio here. So conformal planner should be okay. Same stuff here. Usually I use the group normal, and there's better results, but it should be okay. Okay, those rectangle. And the inside, I should make the inside also. Okay, we are near to the finish. Okay, rectangle, those two. So probably now I should make the selection as edges. So if I do the unwrap here, I have no cuts, so I will define the cuts just by selecting the edges. So this way, should be enough. Okay, probably those also on the top. We'll do this later on. Okay, so unwrap conformal group normal, angle based group normal should be better for this situation. Okay, so here we will make some cuts. Probably this should be unwrapped like those. So I can repack also when I'm working on the unwrap. For the planar and the cylindrical, it will automatically repack the previously packed elements. But for the unwrap, as I got different ways to unwrap, I put the shift key to get the repack with the group normal, for example, or the planar one with the alt key. So this one I will do this with the group normal repack. Okay, and maybe those also. So now everything have been deployed. I should check some of those here that are not correctly unwrapped. Let's do the selection like this way. More simple, more faster to do. Okay, that way. And I will do the angle-based group normal repack. Okay, that's better. So same stuff here, to this selection here, this one here. Group normal repack. Okay, so now I have the different areas that have been done. So now, of course, we have no, we have not the same pixel density on each different parts, but we can repack everything into the 0, 1 UV space, as everything have been done already. Everything is unpacked, right? It looks like. I will select all the UVs, hide, nothing is visible, so everything have been done. And now I will just show the, oh, I switch on the wrong keyboard. I will get back to it. Okay, Control Q, UV, smaller UV tools, and I will do the normalize and pack. I can do this in a different ways. The normalize and pack will select every polygons and will normalize and pack them into the 0, 1 area. So into this area only. But you can also normalize and pack on the different areas. So here, if I open this, I can normalize and pack on all areas. So it will select those polygons, normalize those, and pack those into only this area. Then switch to the next. If, of course, there's no polygons, it will not process. So it will be faster. There's some optimization under the hood. And yeah, you can do this for all the UDIM. If you are working with UDIMs here, also you can normalize and pack stuff here. You have also different solution. You can fix the flipped. So with the FF tag, it says that the fix flipped prepass will be done. It will normalize with the N, and with the P it will pack. So you have different solution to do this. So same stuff, Control, Shift, or Alt will pops up different solution, different commands. This is really convenient. So if you have some flipped areas like those, I will just in a crappy way flip this one with just the scale. I will then repack all the areas and fix flipped. The O is for the Orient, so it will also orient the meshes. So I will do this. Didn't work. Okay, I have something here to take a look. There's probably an error on this script. We'll take a look and test here. We have those areas that should be normalized and pack on the planar Z. Please select only one vertex map and run the script. So you have just this selected, right? Should be okay. So normalize and pack the planar on the Z. There's something wrong here with the script. Should check. Okay, we will normalize everything instead. Should get. Oh, that's probably new on the 13.1. Should check this one. Please select only one vertex map and run the script again. I have only one selected. Is there... okay. So again, I will stay here and do the process here. Okay, so now it's working. Got some strange UV constraint here. Okay, I tried to make some tags also. When you want to get things oriented in a specific way. Anyway, okay, so if you have just the UV map selected and only this one, you can use the normalize and pack features. So here, as you can see, it flipped this area. You can do this for all the different elements. So now we are sharing the same textile density on all the mesh. We have everything packed correctly. So probably I will add the features for the script of the UV relax. Let's say we have a UV rectangle system here. There's a script. I probably disabled this one. We'll take a look. Preferences, form editor. I will again show them up. Okay, they are back again. So for example, for this this UV island, I will probably unwrap and rectangle this one on the horizontal or the vertical. So here, if I just click, I get this correctly unwrapped and oriented. I will do this same thing on this one. What is strange is that it changed the size of the unselected UVs. I should check this. Okay, we'll select those. So there are some leftover areas. I will select this. What is there? Okay, this one. Okay, my wife is laughing on the TV shows. Not bad, not bad. Okay. We'll select this, this, and do this again. Unwrap rectangle horizontal. And I will do a pack again. Normalize and pack. It's there. Not necessary to select anything. Okay, that's better. That's much better. So this one may need some relax path to it. So I will run the script. Should add this on the in the tools in the menu. So game contents, more game contents, macro, UV, and this, not the set grid, that's the relax pass. Okay, so I will add this one in order to automatically relax the UVs. Relax passes. On this one, that's not so good. Maybe I should select those and unwrap rectangle horizontal. Then I will repack those again. Oh, what I have selected. It's creating a UV constraint with this. Okay, so I should check with the unwrap rectangle. Create this tag. Should check this to disable the section. Okay. So now we have the unwrap. It's not so bad. I mean, of course you can orient those islands, maybe probably better this way. So it's not completely clean, I should say. I should prefer that this should be all vertical for those edges, for example, but it's not the way Modo works. Probably I should check the UV relax features to make this more clean. But yeah, I mean, it's enough. If you take a look at the UV trigger with a bigger UVs, I mean, it's okay. It's really done in few minutes. I presented the tool, so it have take a bit of time, but yeah, it's working correctly. So what is cool here also is that you can have access to different stuff like the coverage. So on this one we have this 49 coverage. On this one you can toggle on and off for the UV coverage at the bottom side here. You can update the UV sims, but they are already present. So if I open the cut UV sim map, you will see that those are already done. We take a look here. I should check UV sim. Oh, that's done. I didn't select it here. Okay, so now it's visible. Not so much. I should say the highlight of the UV sim should be a bit more strong. Maybe with the green. Okay, yeah, that's a bit better, but still not so good. In the texture mode it's not showing. In the shaded mode it's showing, but less, with like a linear color of this one, so it's a bit darker. So probably the advanced mode is better, or the default. Check the default. No, there's no. So advanced mode is better. Okay, so we have the textile density done. You see, it's all the same correctly. We still have UVs that are manageable. They are correctly oriented. I mean, it's clean. you can refine it if you want more. So in my case, I used Rhizome UV Live Link to do this work. I will do this again. Take a look here. So I launched the. Okay, I resetted the tool, so I should select the folder for Rhizome UV. We'll do this temp here. It will launch the tool, load the mesh, get the UV, and now we can pack all those, but pack things into those small areas into the circle. So everything that is closed like this have a space here that is not used. Actually, there's no function in Modo that can pack things into those areas, but in Rhizome UV you can do this, so that's what I'm doing usually. Okay, so I will check this. So selecting those elements and get the orientation at 90 degrees, so it will rotate only at 90 degrees for the pack. Now I can select the UV map, so it will be a 2K map for this one. And I will also define the quality of the packing. We'll just do 4 passes, that should be okay and enough. And I will pack those, so press Shift P, and I get the process working on here. It's all working on the GPU, so it's really fast. And as you will see, it will pack things into those space. So you see we've gained all this area here. It's huge. It's about 20% probably of the precedent UV map. So the result is much better, and you see you can get those UV islands inside those rings. So it's really convenient. I will stop here, it should be enough. I have still the the four pixel on the borders, and between the UV islands you will get 8 pixels. So yeah, I will save this, save the scene, close Horizon, and I get back to Modo, and I will get the UV map updated. And now the UV coverage is much bigger. We were at 49, and now we are at 67%. So it's good to go for the baking. Should be a bit more precise on this one. Okay, let's show you this feature. On the UV Rhizome UV, you can select, for example, these islands, and here to optimize the. So we have not so much distortion. We are at the 1 value of the distortion. Here, if that's red, you have a lot of distortion, and blue also. So it's a bit of contraction or expansion of the UVs, but here it's okay. It's good. If you remove the visibility of the wireframe, you see everything share the same color, so it explains that there's not so much deformation. But on those, I want to straighten those areas, so I will select the edges by pressing 2. It's not like, no, F2, sorry. So I can select those edges, press Shift to select the shortest path between the two here, and I will say, okay, I want to constrain those edges to be straight vertically. And now, for example, I will do this also here on those, and probably say those will be horizontal. So now there's a different color on it. You see that there's a color green and color purple for the horizontal one. But now if I'm just selecting the UV island and unwrap and optimize, now I have a straightened UV island here. This is really fun, really nice the way it works. So I can, for example, pick the texture density here and set it here. Okay, it's done. So is there another area where I need to straighten? Doesn't look like I need to do this more. Okay, so it should be okay. I will just save, close. I'm back in Modo. We'll get the updated UV, and yeah, that's done. We have the UV map done for this one. I hope you enjoy the tools. I should maybe reorganize a bit those, remove the to test stuff. There's some tried script here, but I will simplify those. And by pressing F1, you will get a link to the video of the tools on YouTube. So if you didn't know how to use those, you will get an help as a direct link to the YouTube video of it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know how you like this integration of tools for the UVs. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.